And the meter charges. If I lived in Denton, if I lived in Louisville, my water sewer bill for the exact same amount of usage, on those utilities, it was $64, $63. I paid under Lake City's municipal $166.12 for the exact same amount of water. I feel that we need to step up and do something about this, and the only problem with it is we are kind of, in my opinion, on a time restriction as far as if we want to average our sewer. Most of the averaging, of course, is done during the winter time. December, January, February, March are the usual months. And if you look on the column that I put there, when I say drop one, some cities choose 4 months and drop the highest of those. That's how most of them are figured out. Some of them just take it straight through. Please, if you have any questions about my information there, pick up the phone, call the cities, just ask them. That's all those are, simple questions. I think that, I'm sorry, I had something good. I'm sorry. Anyway, Mayor Smith was very kind, and he was willing to give Sammy Shields, which is the director for Lake City Municipal, this information about a week ago. Yesterday I called up just to make sure that Mike Fairfield, who's the general manager there, knew that I would be coming before the board tonight to give out this information and stuff. And I had been trying to get their financial information from them since September 12th. I mentioned that to him yesterday, and he had asked me if I had gotten the letter from their lawyer. I hadn't gotten a letter from their lawyer because, also in my opinion, that information is public information. They're a government entity, and they are controlled by the 3 cities. Hickory Creek, which is the least of the 3 because they did not allow taxation in the very beginning. That's Shady Shores and Lake Dallas. Y'all are the people that control Lake City's municipal. They're not an independent company. They're a government entity. And it's to turn over their financial records. They're going to charge me $272. During these 2 months I tried to get it, sorry, I could go on for a long time. I could go on forever.
We'll be in contact this morning.
Thank you.
That's just a reminder of the 3 minutes. That's just, we have a lot of folks here. If not, the time can continue to go on. So let me go ahead and move to Lance Dillon.
I'm reserving to the top.
Number 9. Okay. Sue Kilmer.
Yes, my name is Sue Kilmer, and I live at 112 Briar Lane in the Harbor Grove Estates. I am here tonight because I would like for it to be on record that I am opposed to the rezoning of the Goldfield property on the corner of Harbor Lane and Turkeyville. I understand that progress is progress, and I too would much rather see 129 sold houses as opposed to an apartment unit in that particular area. However, I am not sure, and I went to the zoning and planning meeting, and I did ask questions at that meeting, and I did not get answers that even attempted to satisfy my concerns about how this particular area, as it's being developed, will not produce problems for Harbor Grove Estates residents. I'm talking about excessive drainage when you put in streets. We already have some drainage problems in that area. I was told at that meeting that they are planning to put in swells to help the drainage in that particular area. And unless you've been in that area after a big rain, you don't know the drainage problems we already have. I am concerned also because we all have septic tanks in that area. If we have big drainage problems, that's going to affect our sewer systems. The other issue that I have is that Harbor Lane is the only way in and out of Harbor Grove Estates. And with the construction and with the traffic on Turkeyville, if we need emergency ambulance, police, I question if they're going to be able to get there in time to provide emergency services. The other, and I hate to be so negative, I'm not normally that negative a person, but I question why I only have 3 minutes to speak when this has been discussed at length if there was somewhere that someone could tell me the procedure that's followed when something like this is started, so that the citizens of the community can be informed in the beginning, not when it's being voted on. Thank you.
Ellen Cohen?
My name is Helene Cohen. I'm the president of the manager of the limited liability company that owns 121 Harbor Lane and 1960 Cherbyville Road. I want to say that I'm not against development of the Goldfield property, and I certainly don't have anything negative to say about Centurion American as a developer. My point in opposing the passage of this PUD tonight is simply that there aren't enough protections and assurances for both the neighbors and the town of Hickory Creek to make us feel comfortable that what's planned is going to be executed as it's portrayed in the concept, or that it can be completed to the satisfaction of the town and the people that are going to be affected by it. I think the assurances that we need are that the property will all be developed together, that there won't be just a part of it that's cut off and sold to somebody else, or developed without the entire project being done. We need assurances that the drainage issues will be addressed. One of the ways those drainage issues certainly have been and should be addressed is by having larger lots in that subdivision. It's an estate area, and to have lots that are 30,000 square feet to 40,000 square feet would not only be more consistent with the other homes around there, but it would greatly reduce the number and the size and configuration of internal streets and all of the runoff and drainage issues that causes. And finally, assurances as to the traffic and the roadway. Having that subdivision enter and exit on Harbor Lane really doesn't make any sense. Cherbyville is more of a thoroughfare, and the burden for traffic and for congestion on Harbor Lane is a real risk and a serious detriment to those properties that are on Harbor Lane. Not all PUDs can be or are developed in accordance with the concept, and that's why I think it's so important before this council takes action that there are those assurances that are obtained from the developer to make sure that the things are going to be executed and funded and completed in the way that they're presented on that concept. With regard to item 8 on the agenda, the lot size, calling for a minimum of 12,000 square feet or an average of 15,000 square feet doesn't ensure that plays out if the smaller lots are developed first or part of that property is sold off. It just means that what was proposed isn't what gets done in the end unless those assurances come now. And for the access, having that without any guarantee that the developer is going to be responsible for paying for a larger road, as it sits in your agenda for tonight, it just calls for consistent with the town's thoroughfare plan. That's a divided 2-lane or a 3-lane road. There's no way this type of development with its density could be managed on that side of the street. It just requires a larger road. Thank you very much.
We're going to go ahead and close the official service forum at this time. We'll go into the public hearing at 6:55 to hear public opinion regarding the request by AS Gold to change the zoning designation from SF2 single family to an SF3 single family 3 to a PD plan development on 117.0413 acre tract of property per the survey of the corporate limits of the town of Hickory Creek, Texas. Said property is more particularly described as follows: A019, A0915A, MEP and PRR tract 31A, 111.741 acres, and A0915A, MEP and PRR tract 31.5.0 acres, ODCAD tract number 6, Hickory Creek, Denton County, Texas. This property is located at the southwest corner of Cherbyville and Harbor Lane. So if you would like to speak at this public hearing, you also have 3 minutes to approach the podium and state your name and address. And this is in regards to the rezoning of the Goldfield property.
Evening, Council. I'm Jack Spade. I live at 1104 Eller Drive in the city. This is the first time I've seen the plat. I've heard some objections to developing over there. I think this is probably a good idea. I understand the need to change it to plan development of something other than single-family 2 and 3 as we currently have in the zone. The plan looks good. I share the concerns about executing to the plan. I also share the concerns about lot size. My vision for the city is not dense pack, which going below SF3 certainly makes this a dense pack in my area, right? I even consider Glenview too dense. I'm on the 5-acre ranchette section of the city. I'd like to be the small lots in the city instead of the big ones. So I don't see any real objections if it could be done as planned. And I'm anxious to have the council follow that through. I understand the need to include something other than single family in the development as it stands. So let's just safeguard what the city needs out.
Thank you, Mr. Spring. Anyone else like to speak?
Yes. Behind the sign there, where you can see. Good evening. My name is Brian Klein. I'm with Ion Design. We're the project planner and the facility planner for the project. First of all, happy Thanksgiving. It's a week early, but we have a lot to be thankful for in this country. My best wishes for that. Each of you have a packet which describes the project. Let me just walk you through a little bit of that, and I hope to address some of the things that.
Yeah, I don't mean to interrupt you on this public hearing, but with this, you're going to be limited to 3 minutes. Would you rather wait to the agenda item to go into this?
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I think that would be better, so you can better describe it, because if not, your 3 minutes is going to be up and then.
I didn't understand. Okay.
Right, okay, thank you. Anyone else like to speak during the public hearing? We'll close it. Okay, it's 6:58. We're going to close the public hearing on the consent agenda items 1 through 5. Any questions or discussions on these items, Councilman? Now we're going to take a motion. Councilman Ward?
Mayor, I'd like to move to approve consent agenda items C 1 through 5.
Okay, Councilman Ward's made a motion, got a second. Councilman Carter seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to item D, report from the Board of Liaisons regarding the Lake Dallas Independent School District. Mr. Blount, do you have anything?
No, sir. The meeting's next week,
Oh,
or next week.
next week. All right, good deal. I will close that item and go into the interview applicants of the Animal Welfare Board. And Dolly Rosenberg,
Yes.
if you would just step up to the podium and just kind of tell us about yourself, why you'd like to be a member of that board, continue to be a member of that board, reappoint to that member of the board.
I live at 302 Eagle Mountain Drive in Hickory. And one of the reasons I want to be hold that with the animal board is because I used to volunteer also where we used to live by Crystal Lake, Illinois. And they used to do a lot of fundraisers, and we used to go there, put the dogs off, the dogs and the cats, stuff like that. And so now we moved here, and I got my granddaughter a little involved, with volunteering over there. Plus we go over there, my husband is a little animals too. But I like to join the board because I'm still a member, believe it or not. I don't know how to at this place. And they sell raffle tickets and they do dinners and all kinds of benefits. So I think I could help with, some fundraiser type thing where we raise money for the animal shelter. And maybe try to get more people involved to go over there and volunteer more, even kids, because the younger kids love to play with animals and that. So I'm hoping that we get more to go over there to help and that, and this way it'll make the, the animals more people friendly for their more adopted.
Any specific goals you'd like to accomplish on the board?
Just to raise money to help the expenses and stuff, and just to get volunteers there, and more people involved in their kind of thing.
Any issues fulfilling a term limit, 2 years on the board? As far as 2 years, can you plan on moving or anything like that in the next 2 years? Or?
I don't think so.
Okay. Questions from the council?
Dolly, man, you've been around the animal welfare board and our animal shelter for quite a while. I know your girls have baked